Are you terrified of wasting money on the wrong starter camera, but desperate to finally capture those stunning, cinematic shots you keep seeing all over your feed? Stick around, because the camera sitting at our #1 spot is an absolute game changer that nobody is talking about enough. 7. Kodak EKTAR H35. The Kodak has garnered a massive amount of attention on social media lately. When I first picked up this little device, the main appeal was immediately obvious. It is a half-frame film camera. This means that instead of the standard 36 exposures you would normally get on a roll of 35mm film, the H35 splits every single frame in half, giving you a massive 72 shots per roll. In an era where film prices are skyrocketing to painful levels, the economic advantage of doubling your shots is undeniably attractive for a beginner who just wants to practice. However, the moment I actually took the EKTAR H35 out for a day of street photography, the cracks in its design began to show very quickly. The entire body is constructed from an incredibly thin, lightweight plastic that honestly feels more like a cheap children's toy than a dedicated photographic tool. There is absolutely no weight to it, and the winding mechanism feels so fragile that I was constantly terrified I was going to snap the internal gears every time I advanced the film to the next frame. The optical performance is where I found myself the most severely disappointed. The camera features a single-element fixed-focus plastic lens, which means you have absolutely no control over where the camera focuses. When I got my film scans back from the lab, the vast majority of my images were incredibly soft, muddy, and lacked any sort of crisp detail, even when I was shooting perfectly still subjects in broad daylight. The edges of the photos heavily distort and blur, completely ruining landscapes. 6. Pentax K1000. For decades, this camera has been universally recommended as the ultimate student camera, so naturally I had to acquire one and put it through its paces. It is a fully manual 35mm single-lens reflex camera, stripped of all automated bells and whistles, forcing you to engage intimately with the mechanical process of taking a picture. But while the internet loves to romanticize the K1000, my actual experience carrying it around was far from a fairy tale. The very first thing you notice when you pick this camera up is that it is essentially a solid brick of metal and glass. It is incredibly heavy and completely lacks any sort of ergonomic grip on the body. After carrying it on a simple 2-hour hike, my wrist was aching, and its sheer bulk made me hesitate to pack it in my everyday bag. Because the camera is entirely manual, there is no autofocus, no auto exposure, and no program mode to save you. While purists argue this is the best way to learn, I found it to be deeply frustrating in fast-paced situations. If you are a beginner trying to capture a quick, fleeting moment on the street or a sudden expression on a friend's face, you will almost certainly miss the shot while you are frantically twisting the aperture ring and adjusting the shutter speed dial. Furthermore, relying on the camera's internal light meter proved to be a massive gamble during my testing. The K1000 utilizes a very archaic match needle system in the viewfinder to indicate proper exposure. Unfortunately, because these cameras are all decades old at this point, the aging electronics and degraded sensors mean the light meter is frequently inaccurate. 5. Kodak EKTAR H35N. The H35N takes the rather flawed foundation of the camera we discussed at number 7 and actually implements some genuinely meaningful improvements. I was initially skeptical when I started testing this upgraded model, but it didn't take long to realize that Kodak actually listened to the complaints of their users and refined the experience beautifully. The single most significant change I noticed immediately was the vastly upgraded optical quality. Kodak replaced the muddy plastic lens of the original with a brand new lens that features a coated glass element. When I compared the scans from the H35N against the original model, the difference was night and day. The images were significantly sharper, the contrast was much punchier, and that terrible edge distortion that plagued my earlier shots was drastically reduced, yielding genuinely pleasing photographs. Another incredibly fun addition that I spent hours playing with is the built-in star filter. Located right next to the lens is a tiny switch that, when engaged, slides a special filter over the glass. This simple feature turns any pinpoint light source, like street lamps, car headlights, or neon signs, into beautiful, dramatic starry flares. It added a remarkably unique, creative touch to my nighttime street photography without requiring me to buy or screw on expensive external filters. Like its predecessor, it retains the half-frame format, but I actually found myself appreciating it much more on this model. Because the image quality is so much sharper and more reliable, those half-frame diptychs, where two separate images are scanned side by side as one single photograph, look much more intentional and artistic. I had a blast telling little visual stories by pairing a wide shot with a close-up detail right next to it on the same frame. 4. Panasonic LUMIX S9. This is a camera that flawlessly captures the vintage film aesthetic without the recurring financial sting of buying actual film. When I took the S9 out of the box, I was immediately struck by its gorgeous retro-inspired design that perfectly mimics a classic rangefinder camera, making it an absolute joy just to look at and hold. What absolutely blew my mind during my extensive testing was the inclusion of a dedicated LUT button right on the back of the camera. LUTs, or lookup tables, are essentially advanced color grading profiles. Pressing this button allowed me to apply stunning, rich film simulations, like classic Kodak Portra or moody black and white, directly to my photos in real time. I was getting perfectly graded cinematic images straight out of the camera, completely eliminating the need to spend hours editing raw files on a computer. The physical footprint of this camera is simply staggering when you realize what is inside it. The LUMIX S9 packs a massive professional-grade full-frame sensor into a body that is genuinely compact enough to slip into my everyday jacket pocket. During my testing period, I found myself actually taking this camera with me everywhere I went, to coffee shops, grocery runs, and casual walks, something I practically never do with traditional, bulky, full-frame systems. I was also incredibly impressed by the autofocus capabilities of this little beast. Panasonic has implemented a brand new phase detect autofocus system, and it is remarkably snappy and reliable. When I was tracking fast-moving subjects downtown, the autofocus locked onto their eyes with incredible precision and held on tight, ensuring I almost never missed a crucial, fleeting moment, even in challenging lighting conditions. 3. Sony Alpha ZVE-10 II. The Sony discovered to be an absolute powerhouse for any beginner who wants to dive equally into beautiful photography and high-quality video creation. Sony has long been the king of the modern hybrid camera, and the second iteration of this immensely popular line refines the formula into something truly special and highly accessible. When I took this camera out to test its brand new sensor, the dynamic range and low-light performance completely exceeded my expectations for an APS-C-sized camera. I shot a series of portraits in a very dimly lit, moody cafe, and the resulting images came out incredibly crisp. The camera preserved gorgeous color depth and shadow detail with practically zero digital noise, giving my shots a highly professional, polished look right off the bat. Sony's autofocus system on the ZVE-10 II is frankly so good that it almost feels like cheating. I simply pointed the camera at my subject, and the real-time AI autofocus instantly recognized their face, locked onto their nearest eye, and tracked them flawlessly as they moved through the frame. This allowed me to completely let go of the technical stress of focusing and dedicate all my attention to framing and artistic composition. One of the biggest advantages of starting with this camera is the sheer scale of the Sony E-mount lens ecosystem. During my review, I paired the camera with a relatively inexpensive fast prime lens and was instantly blown away by the creamy cinematic background blur I could achieve. Because there are so many affordable third-party lenses available for this system, it is undoubtedly the best platform for a beginner to slowly grow and expand their kit over time. 2. Nikon Z6 III. This is a camera that feels so profoundly well-engineered and intuitive that I honestly struggled to put it down once I began my testing. While it sits at a higher price point, stepping up to the Z6 III provides an experience that completely short-circuits the usual beginner frustrations, offering a tool that you will likely never need to upgrade for the rest of your life. Looking through the electronic viewfinder on this camera is nothing short of a revelation. The EVF is so intensely bright, massive, and incredibly high resolution that it felt exactly like looking through the pristine optical glass viewfinder of a classic film SLR. It completely immersed me in the scene, making the simple act of composing a photograph feel incredibly magical and engaging, which is exactly what a beginner needs to stay inspired. The ergonomics of the Z6 III are simply best in class, bar none. The grip is incredibly deep and meticulously contoured to fit the human hand perfectly. When I was doing a grueling 8-hour photo walk around the city, the camera felt like a natural extension of my arm. The weight distribution is flawless, making it astonishingly comfortable to shoot with all day long without experiencing any of the hand cramps I get from smaller, boxier cameras. Nikon's color science has always enjoyed a legendary status, and this camera proves exactly why. The JPEG files I got straight out of the Z6 III possessed a naturally organic, beautifully filmic quality with the most flattering skin tones I have ever seen. I was able to hand photos directly to my portrait subjects right after taking them, and they were thrilled with the results, requiring absolutely zero tweaking or color correction in post-production. Canon EOS R8. After extensively testing every camera on this list, I can confidently say that the R8 is the greatest entry-level full-frame camera ever created, perfectly balancing professional-grade power with unmatched accessibility for complete beginners. What makes the EOS R8 so revolutionary is that Canon somehow managed to take the exact same world-class full-frame sensor and autofocus processor from their professional, multi-thousand-dollar flagship cameras and pack them into a beautifully compact body. The result is a camera that is surprisingly affordable and astonishingly lightweight. I was able to carry a true full-frame powerhouse around my neck all day without feeling weighed down, completely shattering the myth that full-frame cameras have to be massive burdens. During my rigorous field testing, the subject detection autofocus system proved to be nothing short of magical. Whether I was photographing erratic running dogs at the park, incredibly fast-moving cars on the street, or spontaneous, candid portraits of friends, the camera intelligently recognized, locked onto, and tracked the subjects with terrifying accuracy every single time. It completely eliminates the concept of out-of-focus shots, guaranteeing that a beginner will capture the moment perfectly. One of my favorite features for newcomers is how brilliantly Canon designed the menu system. The R8 features a visual, guided user interface that actually explains what different settings do right on the touchscreen. If you change your aperture, the screen visually demonstrates how your background will become more blurry. It practically teaches you the core fundamentals of photography as you shoot, instead of leaving you lost and intimidated in a sea of technical jargon.